My correct people dem no be small tin o. Wonders dey say e shall never end. Everywhere don burst o concerning Wike wey be Minister of FCT. Documents don expose how Tinubu's Minister Wike secretly bought $2 million US mansion in wife and children's name. Omo guys, no be small tin o. With all the things wey dey happen now, my people, it automatically means that even if dem no later win 2027 election, omo, the kind money wey dem go don gather so far, e reach to feed dem and their 10th generation till forever. Wike and im family no go ever run dry because no be small money na dem don acquire for just period of how many months, how many years. Na im Wike don buy heaven, don buy earth for im wife name and im children name. Omo, e choke. Make una come make we follow hear dis one o. Make e no be like say na me just dey talk. Make we lis ten to am together, guys.
All of you opposition politicians, I want to beg you, I beg you, don't carry this attitude into 2027. Don't. If you carry this attitude into 2027, we are finished. All of you opposition politicians, Peter Obi, Atiku, Rotimi Amechi, all of you, I beg. Kwankwanso, Nasir El-Rufai, all of you, I beg you, don't carry this attitude into 2027. We have all seen the results of the by-election that INEC conducted and how APC cleared 12 of them. And we have seen how all of you have come to give excuses again, to say, oh, they rigged it, they bought votes, they bought vote. We cannot continue with this politics of excuses, politics of crying after spilt milk, crying after the head has been cut off. We cannot continue it into 2027. And that's what all of you are doing. Yes, APC rigged. They bought votes. They manipulated results. That's all you guys are crying. So the question to you is, what did you do to stop it? All of you are busy focusing on getting ticket. You're focusing on getting ticket. You forget that after you get the ticket, you need to win elections. In fact, getting the ticket is less than 10% of the tasks. Now, even the electoral reforms that has its limitations, none of you are talking about it. Electoral reform that you and I know that will it cure all of the rigging, the types of rigging that we have in Nigeria? It won't, but it will stop one type of rigging. And that is what? Results manipulation. That is what all this real-time transmission of results can do. Stop results manipulation. And that is the electoral reform that people like Randy Peters have been pursuing. Well, even that electoral reforms, you opposition politicians, you're not throwing your weight behind it. What have you done to make sure that Nigerians are galvanized behind electoral reforms? What have you done? You are not calling on the business leaders, the Nigeria billionaire business people, to throw their weight behind it. You're not calling on religious leaders to throw their weight behind it. You're not calling on traditional rulers to throw their weight behind it. You're not calling on entertainers, so-called celebrities, to throw their weight behind it. You're busy focusing on how to get tickets. You're strategizing for how to get tickets, forgetting that after you get the ticket, or even if you don't get the ticket, you need free and fair elections. What have you done? Now, it's vote buying. And you're all saying it's shameful, it is this, it is that, and I agree. But the bigger question is this: what did you do to stop vote buying? What campaigns did any of you engage in to stop vote buying? What campaign? Please don't carry this attitude into 2027. There are solutions. There are solutions. There are solutions. Even I, though not being a politician, I'm able to see this solution. How much more you guys? Now, let's get back to the issue of electoral reforms. We have said it will solve one problem or one type of rigging: results manipulation. It will stop that. Even that one now. What is your counter to results manipulation should INEC and the National Assembly under Akpabio fail to give us electoral reform, to give us real-time results transmission from the polling units straight to the portal. If INEC fails, what are you doing? What is your plan B? No Nigerian knows. Then 2027 will now come. They will now manipulate results, and then you will now be crying. Is it that you guys enjoy crying? You enjoy complaining? You enjoy giving excuses? Tinubu did not do this when he was in opposition. You all saw that lecture that Professor Osinbajo gave about how they strategized to counter the rigging of Obasanjo and co. So what are you guys doing to counter that results manipulation? Should INEC fail to give us electoral reform? Should the National Assembly under Akpabio fail to give us national reform? Should the President fail to assent to the Electoral Amendment Act if it is passed? What are you guys doing? And it doesn't look like they're going to give us electoral reforms, because even you that are supposed to be the critical stakeholders, you're not putting your weight behind it. So the question again is, what are you guys doing? Is this how we are going to continue to 2027, and then they will rig us out, and then you'll now be crying again? Una like to cry. It is sweet to not to cry after they don't cut off the head. No, please, there are solutions. Now, you need to understand that there are different types of rigging. All these ones that all of you are focused on getting ticket, you guys don't know that a type of rigging has been activated against you. They don't set in motion one type of rigging to stop you, and that is why all of you are focused on getting tickets. And that is weaponization of political parties. It is a rigging tactic. A rigging tactic that you guys did not plan for on time. If not, you would have started pushing for registration of new political parties immediately after the 2023 elections. I kept saying it, but they say you guys know what you're doing. But apparently from the way things are looking, you don't. I want to beg all of you, particularly you, Peter Obi, I beg you. And I think it is time for you to call me. Call me, Peter Obi. Call me. I beg you. It's not just about you now, it's about Nigeria. And it appears I am not satisfied with the level of strategy you're putting in place. I am not satisfied. And I have a right as an unpaid follower, an unpaid supporter, a supporter that uses his own resources to support you. I have a right to demand that, oh, I am not satisfied with this. I want to beg you, please call me. There are things that you and I need to talk about. And particularly you. It is more than just you now. It's about Nigeria. I see your passion. But passion alone will not get you into Aso Rock and get you sworn in as the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Peter Obi, I'm talking to you. Please call me. Call me. You know how to reach me if you want. Call me. All this is what you're doing. You are not hitting the nail on the head. There are types of rigging, and I'm not seeing any strategy in place to tackle it. You are getting sucked into their game of weaponized political party. It's a game. It's a type of rigging to make sure you don't get tickets. And I know that you can surmount it, but after you surmount that weaponized political party, there are other types of rigging. Now, all you're talking about is electoral reforms, and electoral reforms, like I've said, what can it do? The best it can do is stop results manipulation from polling unit to ward to local government to state to national. Results manipulation is the only thing that the electoral reform, as we are talking about it now, because the critical thing there is real-time transmission. Real-time transmission of results and display straight on the website of INEC for all Nigerians to see. Real-time can only stop one type of rigging: results manipulation. Even that one, what is your answer to it? We need to put countermeasures. Not get lost in the game that Tinubu is playing and then come back after the fact to come and cry. I have said it before, I'll say it again. I don't want to cry in 2027. There are things that we can do, and we must be seen to be doing them now. Peter Obi, Syria, call me. Now, apart from weaponized political parties, which is a type of rigging through political parties, through their agent, that's one type of rigging. You have to put countermeasures in place to stop that. Apart from rigging by weaponized political parties, there's rigging by manipulation of results. That's what real-time election results transmission from the polling units will solve. But even that one now, it's not looking likely that the National Assembly under Akpabio, it's not looking likely that they're going to give us that electoral reforms. It's not looking likely that what is it called? What is it called now? It's not looking like INEC wants to give us that reform, because from what we hear, all the requests they submitted to the Senate Committee, House Committee on Election on INEC for electoral reforms, real-time results transmission is not there. So it's not looking like even a Tinubu will assent to it, because once it's February 2026, now they will say, 12 months blackout period. and the National Assembly is on recess now. So it's not looking like that. If INEC does not give us electoral reform, what is the plan B? To stop results manipulation, which is only one type of rigging. There are others. Vote buying. That comes under weaponized poverty. Weaponized poverty. Preach from now till tomorrow. Because of the level of poverty that this APC and this structure have created, people will sell their votes. And guess what? And this is something that you are not looking at. Even the vote buying. What measures have you put in place to stop the vote buying? Before the by-elections, how many of you have gone on extensive and intensive campaign against vote buying? How many of you, opposition politicians? How many of you? You need to see, you say they have a structure of criminality. Where is our structure of rule of law? Our structure of progress? Where is we have to create our structure? Is there anything that stops us from creating our structure of progress? Our structure of nation building? Is there anything? Nothing. Now, you're talking about vote buying. You are forgetting voter apathy. Since 1999, there is a group of voters, about 30 million of them, that have been shared among the APC and the PDP. Group of voters. Now, those group of voters are the people who simply don't care. They'll sell their votes. Many think it's because of poverty. It's not. Yes, at the root of it, it is weaponized poverty. But it's not necessarily because those people are poor, that's why they are selling their votes. No. But it's a system of weaponized poverty. The remainder and the vast majority of the voters who don't care about buying votes, they have lost faith in the system because of weaponized impunity. They see that INEC continues to break the law and gets away with it, and so they have given up. They have lost hope on the system, so they don't bother to come out for election. And that is voter apathy. You see this set of 30 million Nigerians that have always voted up to from 1999 till now. Those ones will always say their vote too. In fact, have you not seen them? You go to polling units, they wait. They refuse to vote until somebody comes to buy their votes. They refuse to wait. So this set of 30 million voters, I am not targeting them. Any opposition leader who wants to win election in Nigeria must target the remaining 60 million and the remaining Nigerians who will join by registering from this continuous voter registration process that INEC has started. So what have we done to de-weaponize impunity so that we can reduce voter apathy? What have we done? What are you doing? I'm saying it, I'll say it again. We cannot continue like this into 2027 and expect a different result. That would be insanity, that would be madness. All this your habit of crying after the head has been cut off. Opposition politicians, all of you, particularly you, Peter Obi, you must stop this habit. You must put structures in place. Let us see your plan, particularly against impunity, weaponized impunity, because that's the only one that will now give Nigerians hope to rise up. The remaining 60 million voters, it will give them hope to come out during the election. And there are other types of rigging, like disenfranchisement, deliberate disenfranchisement. We saw it in 2023. None of you talked about it. I thought it was a thing of the past until, from what the former deputy governor of Lagos State said, Boknakrele, it still happened in 2025 in the local government election. And that is what? Deliberate voter disenfranchisement. Voter will go to his polling unit where he has always voted, and without requesting INEC to change his polling unit, he will not see their name on the list of voters for that polling unit. Deliberate disenfranchisement. None of you are talking about it. There are solutions. In fact, the one that we are focusing on now, that we found, that we're partnering with our technical partners to do, is Vote Watch, Election Watch. None of you even took this solution to heart to use in the by-election. I looked around for real-time results from the polling units in each of the by-elections. I didn't see any. And you guys think you want to unseat a Tinubu and his cohort like this? We have to change strategies. We can't keep waiting for the milk to be poured, to be spilled, and then we cry after. This crying, me are not there for that one. No. So please, solutions. We have 4 solutions for you, and that's why I'm saying again, Peter Obi, Biko, call me before it is too late.
Hello, Sahara reporters. Documents expose how Tinubu's minister, Wike, secretly bought $2 million US mansion in wife, children's names. Report. Everything and allegedly, I don't know how they see them, how they research them, but as they read, I so go read them. Okay? Allegedly. A biggie man, oh. A biggie man. Nothing you go tell me. A biggie man. When you go buy house for Syria, that's why I go read news. I no fit pay rent. My neck dey long. Na only Yahoo boys dey arrest for this country. Not what you wan tell me. Make we continue. Make we read this news. I say wetin be this? So that e no go be like say my breakdown or analysis na my words. Let's run to Sahara Reporters to read it from there. Then I will come back and break the news down. Okay? As you can see here, Sahara Reporters documents expose how Tinubu's minister Wike secretly bought $2 million mansion in wife children's names. Report. Look at documents. We're going to see all this. I'm going to zoom out. We'll see them together. Okay? August 20th. 2025. That is today's date. News. According to official US public records, that is public record. Don't be saying a secret. It dey public. Because if now you get this house for USA, you know if you hide them, they get place where they search. Like saying now be all these documents where they show for you. So, okay? The Wike family quietly secured the property in March 2025. Make we read. Fresh damning revelations have exposed how Nigeria's Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Mr. Wike, secretly acquired a $2 million mansion in Florida, United States, and concealed ownership by registering the property in the names of his wife, Justice Eberechi Wike, and their 3 children, Joaquin, Jasmine, and Jordan. President Bola Tinubu appointed former Rivers State Governor Wike as Minister of the Federal Capital Territory in August 2023. The documents obtained by West Africa Wike, Adoklikan, 9 days so. That means this is the main source. Okay? See so? This one clear well. Okay? Also show that Justice Wike is a registered member of the US Democratic Party, a status that places her in violation of Nigeria's Judicial Code of Conduct, which prohibits judges from partisan political affiliations. According to official US public records, the Wike family quietly secured the property in March 2025. This is the location of the building. Okay, the residence located at 113 Spring Creek Lane, Winter Springs, Florida 32708 is a 2-story mansion built in 1997 on a 4,076 square foot lot. It features multiple bedrooms, a garage, and 2 dedicated parking spaces. A source familiar with the deal who spoke to West Africa Weekly on condition of anonymity confirmed that Wike deliberately omitted his name from the purchase, using his wife's and children's identities to shield himself from scrutiny regarding asset declaration, obligations, and questions about the source of funds. The revelations come amid multi-scandals involving the controversial minister who was recently linked to a staggering $3.6 billion FCT land grab scheme allegedly facilitated through his son Joaquin. The West Africa Weekly report noted that with an official annual salary and allowances of about 7.8 million, roughly $5,000, there is no legitimate way for Wike to amass over $2 million for such a luxury acquisition without dipping into public resources. The hidden Florida purchase now raises fresh concerns of illicit enrichment and cross-border money laundering, potentially violating Nigeria's Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022. Equally troubling is the involvement of his wife, Justice Ebere Wike, a savvy judicial official. See document. If you want to read and go and read, I don't time for reading. You can also go to this place too. You go read and if you want to read. We will go our slides. We will run through the property, location. That is the location we don't see before. Value $2 million US. That is $2,006,000. Built in 1997, 2-story, 4 bedrooms, 4,076 square meter. Registered owners: Justice Ebere Wike plus 3 children. Why hidden? Allegedly, Wike's name left out on purpose. Use wife and kids' names to avoid asset declaration rules. Raises questions about source of funds, salary versus cost of the house. Wike's annual official pay now 7.8 million naira, which is $5,000. The cost of the house now 2 million. No clear explanation for how he got the balance. Justice Ebere Wike, wife is a savvy judge in Nigeria. US public records list her as a Democratic Party member. This breaks Nigeria Judicial Code. Judges must not join political parties. Bigger scandal about landed properties in Abuja. Political and public reactions. For US, they say they show hypocrisy. US criticizing Nigeria corruption. Remember last time. But saying US market may be used to hide stolen wealth. Get the point now. Now they say Nigeria politicians, they are corrupt. But now market, now they open up for corrupt money. Now they talk. Don't say we don't read everything. If you go read down. So this is the first document. This one, they research. They can see all these owner names. So you can see here, this is the zoom of that document. These are the names. You can pause and read the names. You can see. Okay. Cost of the house. Estimate. Now they estimate like this. So from still public calculator. I don't know what they do. A search. Reduce all this. Say this person, they Republican. This person, allegedly, Eberechi Wike, dey Democratic Party. Son, no affiliation. They no dey any party. And this document, na US take criticize Nigeria governor say they dey live lavish lifestyle. But Nigeria dey suffer. They are now saying, that is the report are now saying, now they criticize governors from Nigeria. Now they open a market, and they use the money there. See and so, everything allegedly, okay? Go read that for Sahara reporters. What do you think? What do you think? It is profitable to support some certain things in Nigeria. Me, I was support too. I don't support, not be small. I was support. If possible, make a buy house for Syria. Me, I was support.
Today, I want to talk about the personality cult that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is building around himself. It first came to my attention when I was driving from the airport in Abuja to my residence in town. And I noticed that almost every lamppost on that main airport road had a poster of the president attached to it with some slogan or the other about renewed hope or one of his mantras. And I just thought to myself, what the hell? What's going on here? I mean, in a civilized country, no leader would be allowed to advertise himself so blatantly and crudely. I mean, imagine a situation where you're driving from London Airport to London City and almost every single electricity pylon or lamppost or whatever has a picture of Keir Starmer glued to it. Even President Trump, who is notoriously egotistical, wouldn't do that. I mean, he might if he could get away with it, but the point is that in proper countries, you can't get away with it. So it's bad enough that in every single office, you have picture of the president, of course, alongside the minister or the governor as well. But what I'm saying is that we already worship VIPs enough in this country. Like I said, any government office you go to, president's face is there, bam. This does not happen in civilized countries, you know? But I'm not even complaining about that one. Let's just say that government is his kingdom. Not just him, any president or governor or minister. Let's just say that government is their terrain and that they're allowed to loom large in those spaces, in buildings owned by government. But why should they also be disturbing us on public pathways and highways and roads? And it's just so vain, it's so conceited, it's so unnecessary. Apart from the tastelessness of inflicting your image on the general population in this way. And by the way, this is not a personal grudge against Tinubu on this matter. I would say the same even if my father was the president and he decided to put his picture everywhere. I would say, what is going on? Why? And I know that there have been other heads of state or various governors or ministers like Nyesom Wike, the minister for Abuja or the Federal Capital Territory. There are too many posters of him around as well. You know, it's the height of vanity and they should stop it. First of all, we don't want to see their faces all the time. You know, we're tired. I mean, it's not even as if they're doing such a great job. You know, people are suffering. Prices are ridiculous. Inflation is off the roof. Security is an issue. There's so many things going wrong in this country. But the people who are in charge of the situation that is going wrong, to think we want to see their face every time we look up from our car window or everywhere we go. I mean, they must be crazy to think that we really welcome their constant visual presence in that way. Anyway, apart from the vanity of the whole thing and the shakara is just too much, there's also the fact that personality cults are dangerous for democracy. I guess that's why they're not allowed in proper countries. Because once you start worshipping the leader, whether the leader is the minister or the governor or Tinubu or Goodluck Jonathan or Buhari or whoever, you are elevating the individual above everybody else in a very unhealthy way. You're encouraging people to bow at their feet, and like I said, it's not healthy. It's not democratic. Right, so if we're going to do posters from the airport to the town, they should contain information like, oh, do come and visit the new arts center, or do tourist information, or exhortations to the populace, things like don't steal, though that would be a laugh coming from an APC government, or by the way, a PDP previous government as well, but never mind, let's leave that one to one side. Even if they are a bunch of rogues, most of them, not all, but even if most of them are rogues, at least let them at least pretend to be trying to teach us and the younger generations the right way of thinking and doing things. We have a National Orientation Agency in this country. Why can't messages from the National Orientation Agency dominate posters in public spaces? There's so many messages that we need to send out to people. Even explanations of this government's terrible policies that have made us all suffer so much. They could do bullet points and explain things and just give a better account of themselves. All these public relations, public spaces should be used in a more respectful and less egomaniacal way, So what if you've built 15 roads? You've taken billions of naira of our money. I should jolly well hope you build a few roads. I'm saying this about my brother Wike. And we'll talk about him another day. So, I can think of 1,001 positive messages that the president should ensure are placed strategically around Abuja and, as you approach this federal capital. By the way, this thing I'm saying about his picture being everywhere, it's not just me who's complaining. Several people have noticed and complained to me, including some foreigners. It's like, what's going on, So, another aspect that bugs me about this whole thing is it is really just yet another example of the 2027 election campaign starting way too early. You should be showing us what to do and highlighting the things you're doing without showing off and highlighting yourself as, in that way. There are lots of things you could be telling us on these posters. But the one thing we don't want is to see you going on and on about your ridiculous renewed hope agenda 2 years before an election when you've hardly had a chance to do any proper work. You haven't done anything much, I'm sure that even Tinubu is not my favorite person right now, has probably done one or two good things. But bottom line is the overall picture is pretty gloomy. So what are we boasting about? Renewed hope, renewed hope, me, as Tinubu's Yoruba people would say. What the hell? See, honestly, I don't know what to say to Nigerian men. Because really, the men are the main culprits when it comes to all this rubbish. The women in politics, they can also be very annoying and very corrupt and very stupid as well. But I blame the men for almost everything that goes wrong in this country because they're the leaders. They're the leaders of the society. Women are subsidiary in this Nigerian context. They hardly ever have many powers, which, by the way, is one of the reasons why I hardly ever go after Mrs. Tinubu, whom I actually quite like, Remi Tinubu, compared to her husband. In any case, I blame everything that's going wrong on the husband, not her, and on the male ministers, rather than the female ministers, even though some of the female ministers are probably useless. But what I was going to say is, look, guys, the election is in 2 years' time. You haven't achieved much so far. Please concentrate on achieving. Try and put a smile on our faces. And stop advertising yourself for non-existent achievements and for renewed hope agendas and all kinds of slogans that don't mean anything to the average Nigerian who can hardly afford to buy a basket of food in the market every week. Thank you very much for listening.